How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to week 2 of the Low Pony Draft League Season 2. Today we're going up against my good friend James. We played last season, like week 3, and he had a pretty offensively oriented rain team. This time he swapped it around for a more slower, bulk-centric snow-style team featuring Aurora Veil, Snow Warning, Mega Frostlass, among others. A lot of bulky pieces here, as you can see, things like the Corviknight, Sinistcha, the Mega Dragalge as a backup Mega, the Intimidate Overquill, and then some more offensive, fast-paced pieces to kind of even out the pace, things like Lycanroc, Passimian. Electros can kind of work in and out of Trick Room, which is pretty cool. He has a Tailwind setter in the Corviknight, as mentioned. He has multiple Trick Room setters. So multiple ways to speed control. Icy Wind Frostlass, another method if you want to just kind of leverage that speed tier. And things like that. So we got our work cut out for us, but I did put together what I thought was the best I could do. So starting off, we got our lead Mental Herb Sableye. This is full support this week to deal with things like basically all the bulky things, as well as the aforementioned Aurora Veil, Mega Frostlass. If he does want to lead that, I can taunt it immediately. I can Encore it if it manages to get it up like later in the game or something. Because offensively, I do have plenty of switch-ins to Ice Ghost and what it has to offer on that side of the spectrum, so that's not really my concern. And then, obviously, if there's any slow setup thing, like a bulk up Corviknight, Trick Room, Sinistcha, Swords Dance, well, I guess not Overquill, but that's what Reflect is for. We have the Reflect over Will-O-Wisp this week because I can't touch that Overquill with my Will-O-Wisp because as a Dark type, it is immune to Prankster moves. Nightshade just gives me some form of damage, and if I'm in the face where I can't really do anything else, I guess. Like, I didn't want to... I was going to run Quash in this last slot I was considering, but there's 2 Dark types, and I just wanted to be able to have some form of playing against them if need be. Also, he has no fairy, so this Pokemon's actually kind of hard to remove, so I'd actually be able to get some multiple rounds of Nightshades off and actually really threaten some damage. So, happy to have that. I also could have put like Poltergeist or Shadow Ball on here, but the damage just wasn't very impressive, especially if I do end up getting intimidated, so I'd rather just stick with a nice consistent source, especially against a lot of these fatter mons. Next up, we got Swords Dance Tinkaton again. I brought this last week. This is a slight variation on the set with Protect over Fake Out and Knock Off as my coverage move to hit the Sinistcha. Gigaton Hammer, pretty good into most of the team. Blows up things like Frostlass, hits Dragalge really hard. Blows up Lycanroc. I don't really need much speed this week, which is kind of a theme with most of my team, as you'll see, because Mega Frostlass and Lycanroc are the only like real fast threatening things. Most of his team is like half his team is like 70 and below, which means I do have to consider Trick Room, which is kind of annoying. I could see that being brought, but that's why we do have things like the Taunt Encore Sableye to help play around that. But this Tinkaton is mostly focused on its offense and its bulk. We can live 2 close combats from a Jolly Lycanroc Dusk. At +2, our knockoffs will 2-hit KO Sinistcha. I think even, maybe not through Calder, that might be the one exception, but other than that, if we get up a Swords Dance, we should be able to 2-hit KO even the most physically defensive Sinistcha. And then Gigaton, as I said before, Frostlass blows it away if it has no bulk. Even if it's max HP, we're still doing like 94 to 111, so it's a very good chance to still OHKO it. This is considering Snow, but not considering Veil, so we're going to have to see... Again, that's why we're pretty much always leading Sableye. I mean, these 2 I can tell you right now, are going to be my first 2 leads going into this game. But unless he brings like some really weird thing and like Frostlass doesn't come at all, which is a possibility, so we'll see. But generally, that's my main leads. Also, I can kind of sit around and click Swords Dance in front of the Dragalge or the Overquill, and then kind of eventually kill them with a boosted Gigaton is the play. I didn't really want to run another move over knockoff, which it kind of seems like a weird move now, but it's consistent sorts of damage versus Sinistcha, which could be really annoying. I mean, knocking off items in general is just pretty good. So maybe I should have put Play Rough on this in retrospect. It's also a better move into Corviknight if I can taunt that so it doesn't set up, and then maybe hit it hard with repeated knockoffs so it's not Iron Defensing or Roosting. I don't know, we'll see. But speaking of Corviknight, really wanted to make sure I could bring something that could just blow it up or hit it as hard as possible so it can't just get away with some crazy bulky setup moves. So we had to bring our Chandelure back for another week. We are running... Oh, this is not correct. I don't know why that's on there, but this is a Heat Wave, Overheat, Psychic, Protect is what we are bringing this week. Psychic obviously there, so we have some form of coverage for that. Mega Dragalge. Overheat is an Oko versus Corviknight that is not Akaberry. Like, it even max Spadef, it just drops. Heat Wave is our main stab move because fire is just pretty spammable into most of this team. Only resists our Lycanroc, which is frail, and the aforementioned Dragalge that we have Psychic for. Overheat can Oko most forms of Sinistcha. Again, it's pretty much just comes down to where the Akaberry is, whether it's on the Corv or the Sinistcha, but yeah, blow up Frostlass, blows up the top 3 in general, which is just really nice because I'm pretty sure all 3 of those are going to be coming. Does a lot to Overquill, and we have enough physical bulk to take a Adamant, Crunch, or Throat Chop from it, which is pretty nice to have. We are Infiltrator this week, so if the Veil does go up, this guy's damage output isn't really bothered because we can go through that. We are going to be swapping Megas and debuting our Mega Greninja this week as well. Base 142 speed means I can outspeed the entire team with this investment spread and with a modest nature. If we are base Gren, we are faster. We are 2 points faster than Garchomp, so we are able to creep things that are creeping for Garchomp, aka Lycanroc and the Mega Frostlass if it is not fully invested. So that way I can like turn 1, play regular Greninja, do Protect, or get an attack off and then Mega and get the Protean later, just to give me some flexibility. But generally, I'm just going to be sticking to Mega, outspeed everything, blow things up. Dark Pulse is an Oko versus offensive Mega Frostlass builds. If it is a bulky build, it's probably a 2 KO, but I do have the chance for flinch. And my Dark typing will means I'll be able to resist Shadow Ball, and I probably won't die to a Blizzard. I don't have much bulk this week because I did need a lot of speed, but my damage output is pretty nuts versus most of this team. Pump is a 2 KO on Fizdef Corv, 2 KOs Overquill, Electros. So a lot of 2 KOs, unfortunately, and we don't have Fake Out or Redirection, but the damage output is still pretty nuts. Ice Beam gives me an option to nail Dragalge, another super effective hit on that. And we're faster than the Lycanroc and can drown it with a pump if it's not Sash. So gives me a lot of... It's a pretty good offensive threat here. It's not going to be one-shotting as many things as I'd like. Although a lot of it does come down to whether or not it's going to be a physical or special-oriented build on things like Corviknight, Sinistcha, Dragalge. It kind of comes down to whether those moves become 1-shots, 2-shots, or 3-shots. But it's pretty threatening, and the type-changing nature may make it give me some more leverage and defensive value to play around. Also debuting this week is our Aurorus Coco Large. We are Choppleberry in order to tank close combats from Lycanroc and Passimian. We have double Ice Stab because Ice is another very spammable type into this team. Frostlass is the only resist, and I considered Ancient Power on this at one point, but I kind of wanted the rest of these moves to be able to hit things like the Dragalge or Sinistcha. Blizzards obviously makes sense. We're in snow. It's the most spammable move. Weather Ball gives me a way to play around Rage Powder if I want to specifically... Or no, Blizzard would be for Rage Powder, sorry, but Weather Ball is a single target option if I need to really option select the Mega Dragalge or the Overquill on the field and just kind of get rid of them as fast as possible. I do have Earth Power as well. I guess I could have ran for the Overquill, but the Weather Ball is obviously much stronger into the Dragalge. which we are also built with a lot of special defense to take 2 Draco Meteors from a modest max special attack nature. Thunderbolt is a 2-hit KO on Fizdef Corv and a 3-hit KO on special defense. So because Corv isn't really going to be boosting its special defense, so this is another way where I can repeatedly damage it or get some damage off on it consistently, which is kind of hard to do for most of my team, so I really value what I can do with that here. And last but not least, we have Garchomp, which might seem like a weird bring into Frostlass Corviknight Sinistcha, but if you look at everything else, it's very nice. Again, that Overquill has been pretty hard to remove, especially in one hit, so having that Stab, Life Orb, Earthquake to really drop it if I'm not intimidated, or do most of its HP depending on the build, even if I am intimidated, is really nice. I have no ground immunities this week, but I do have Protect on 4 Mons, so I will hopefully have some opportunities to click it. Dragon Claw is a single target move I can use into things like Dragalge. Electros is another one that I want to hit hard. That's kind of why I ran that over the Stomping Tantrum. Fire Blast with this much special attack investment is enough to always 2-hit KO Sinistcha and Corviknight, even with max special defense investment, which is pretty nice. And again, also not considering Akka, but it could potentially burn Akka for a Heat Wave pick hill with the Chandelure later, which is also good. We live a Dragon Pulse from Modest Life Orb Electros and a Dragon Pulse from an uninvested Mega Dragalge. So this is definitely the riskiest bring of the week. I'm not sure how many games it's going to come to, especially if Frostlass does come like I expect it to. But if I'm really struggling with Overquill in like game 1, maybe I can bring it. That is the team I will be bringing this week, and with that all the way, let's get right into the game.
Yari, you took too long and the ale ran stale. I can't play tonight.
Yo, bars, the ale ran stale.
You're gonna do a pirate theme for it message?
That's it. I'm putting on pirate EDM right now.
I'm gonna for my match against him tonight. When I'm in Defend, you're gonna hear just straight sea shanties in the background.
Yes, bro.
It's sea shanty
Wait, that'd
night
be
in
fire.
the Blizzard Stadium.
Ooh.
Not gonna lie, Caleb, I'd be kind of mad for you if you lost, just because of how hard you've worked to get this match to happen.
Yeah.
Should the wind blow against my sails and take me 10 years to get home, I shall accept the consequences as Odysseus did and sail among the seas in a raging storm against Poseidon's wrath for whatever my misdeeds have been.
Whatever god you've cursed.
No.
Balls is on the field. This should be exactly what I plan on bringing, because I just was testing with it. Unless I messed up, and I'm pretty sure I put Heat Wave on this thing over Flamethrower. I hope I did. Let's see. We do see the dual Megas, which I was a little concerned about, but wasn't completely sure if what's going to happen. The Morpeko is here, which I can't say I expected to come. I thought Electros would be a better fit, or maybe even like I can't remember. There was something else. Overquill. Yeah, no Overquill is actually pretty massive. So I think we're gonna lead our still planned dedicated lead with these two. And in the back, probably something for Dragalge. Probably. Probably need something for Corp too. Probably this for sure, and then. This has a pretty good match up into a lot of the back half. I think I want to try this first. So does Gren. I think we're going to try Gren first. It also gives me something to outspeed the Frostlass as well. Okay, so there is no Frostlass on lead, which is actually the biggest surprise so far. I can't touch that Morpeko, but I can drop this taunt pretty freely here. I'm Lumberry as well, so I could honestly try to just set up, because not super threatened by either of these two, and I don't really want to swap either of these two in. So I think that's what I'm going to attempt to do. What is this Morpeko even gonna do? Like, T-Wave? Aura Wheel, like, hurts, but it won't completely break me. Okay, so that's awesome. So we can Encore that, or we're threatening Encore next turn on that. Or I can put up a Reflect, so I think those are my two plays. That's annoying, but we do have Mental Herb for this exact reason, so it's not the end of the world. And our Swords Dance is up. I would say, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised it's faster than Tinkaton. I have no investment, so... Yeah, only difference the ability makes is just what type the move is, and now it's a dark move, so it's even weaker. I can either try to lob a taunt at the Sinistcha, but I also could just swap out, so I kind of want to get my Reflect up while I can. Especially because I may need to bring Chandelure in here to take a hit, because if I get taunted again, probably drop a Gigaton on this slot and try to get rid of it again, because we don't even know if Sinistcha. Well, I could just knock off the Sinistcha slot, because something could just be switching in here, and or we threaten big damage on it. I think I am going to continue to ignore the Morpeko. If we get Frostlass here, that'd be pretty nice. This will do like. Oh, actually, this should totally put it in Gigaton range if it isn't already, so that's pretty good. Parting Shot onto me, okay. But our Sableye does remain untaunted, which is nice. Completely forgot that thing got Parting Shot. Lycanroc, so there is no whatchamacallit in this game at all, Frostlass, and there is no Corviknight. So Greninja is looking actually fantastic late game, as long as we can get rid of that Morpeko, which is looking really scary actually. Gigaton can probably drop either of these two, so that's definitely what I'm clicking. Reflect is up. I don't really want to swap out. I could Nightshade this to break Sash, I think, and then I Gigaton and eliminate one of you. And it's probably gotta be this, I think is more threatening, so that's what I'm gonna do. I think the Dragalge is less threatening into these two right now. Even a Flamethrower, I think we can live. Well, it doesn't get Flamethrower, right? Yeah. For some reason, it doesn't get any fire coverage. We do see that it does have Play Rough. It does miss, though, but it is good to know that it is packing that. The Lycanroc is going to live with the Sash, so we can confirm that's the item, but we're going to be able to pick it off with our Nightshade. Unless we just get, like, Dracoed, I guess, but we are naturally faster. So that thing goes down. That's great, so we don't have to deal with, like, that bothering our Chandelure or Cell Rocking our Greninja. And we can confirm Shadow Ball on this, so it does have a coverage move for our Chandelure. This rat is a problem. I think I'm low-key tempted to Encore this Dragalge, because I can't Gigaton. I think I need to SD on that slot. How many turns does Reflect? 3? I'm SDing with Arts and Crafts and then trying to... I need to get rid of this Morpeko, but I think I need to just attack it, honestly. I think that's just trying to get rid of it before my big hitters come out is the best play. And then I can try to ignore the Dragalge or SD again. Which SD might be the play if he Parting Shots again. But I guess he could taunt me and that'd be annoying. Okay, that's fine. Not perfect, but Life Orb, okay. That's interesting. So that actually makes me even more scared of this now. Man, I should have brought Garchomp last slot. That might take me out. We are max special defense though. Yeah. But he does put himself at -2, which means my Chandelure is not really threatened by this. There are 2 turns of Reflect Up. And he has the Dark type Aura Wheel. We've confirmed Fake Out, Parting Shot, and Taunt, so I think it's fair to assume Aura Wheel is the last move. So I think my play is I go into this, pop this thing with a Hydro Pump. I don't even need to Mega, really. I think I can do this, and then that way I can be flexible. Who's the last mon? Yeah, I can change into a Darker Ice type versus Sinistcha, and then drop my +1 Gigaton on... Did I not... What? Oh, because I flinched, that counts as a turn. That's annoying. Okay, well, I think I'm still in a strong spot with this. Okay, that's fine. As long as you land your pump, this should kill. Perfect, and then we get our SD up. Excellent. And who's in the back? It's the Sinistcha. So I think I'm going to just Gigaton the Dragalge slot since it's already used the Protect turn. And then drop become an Ice type and drop this on you. And I'm pretty sure we're at +3, so there's no way, even if you're defensive, that you should be able to tank this Gigaton. I don't really, yeah, I don't think I'm super, I mean, the what's it called is at -2, so it's kind of over already. It just kind of makes sure I don't lose to the Sinistcha, which I don't think I can. Between this and Chandelure. And I honestly can't really get rid of Tinkaton either. So we can confirm it's not Yachi, at least. Or Sash. I mean, we know the Sash was on Lycanroc, the Life Orb was on Morpeko, so we do have those confirmed. Very important. I think it's fair to assume a pivot to Frostlass, but I don't know. Tinkaton was the one running house that game. So, what would he even bring to deal with it? IMO, TBH. He had Frostlass he didn't bring, and what was the other one? Corviknight? Oh, Corviknight's definitely coming this time, no way. I think I still want the same lead, because that worked out really well, and it works out on the Frostlass too. If it is a Corv lead, we can just taunt it, and maybe pivot to like a Chandelure or something. Chandelure or Garchomp. Chandelure is probably better. Works to see Berry if it is like Shadow Ball Sinistcha. Maybe if it's like a Trick Room variant, Aurora's might be the play here. We are faster than Sinistcha outside a Trick Room, but not in it. It's probably one of these two, to be honest. I don't think I want to risk bringing Greninja. I think we're going to try this, especially since that Morpeko was so threatening last time. It didn't, like, do too much damage, but it was capable of doing damage, and that's what scares me. Because that Life Orb Aura Wheel's going to hurt. Okay. I think Taunt on Corb is pretty free. I don't think most Corvs aren't even running Protect. And even if he taunts me, I have my Mental Herb intact. I don't want to go Chandelure on this though. That's my problem. I just want to get rid of it. I think we need to get rid of it as fast as possible. I think knocking off its damage output is helpful. It could just fake out too. Maybe SD was the play. He does go straight for the damage though, so that's gonna hurt. I could have actually just gone Garchomp in that slot, to be honest. It's not terrible. Probably what I should have done in retrospect, but it's alright. We do nerf its damage output now severely. Yeah, he just wants to instantly go for me. I can lock him into that and then bring in Chandelure, maybe? I think Reflect makes more sense here, though, given these two on the field. I guess it depends on how much I want to save this thing. Because I could just protect this turn while I get the Reflect up and then go Garchomp next turn. I'm trying to think of how I can get rid of this Morpeko. If I can get Garchomp in position to Earthquake, that's what I want, but... So Reflecting is a good way to start it. Okay. Very glad I didn't make the Chomp play there, then. This was the correct play, then. So with Life Orb off and Reflect up, the damage output on this thing has gone down. Still probably kills my Tinkaton, but I can at least taunt the Frostlass now pretty freely, because he hasn't burnt through my Mental Herb. And if he protects Frostlass and kills my or it goes for the kill with Morpeko, I think the play is like trying to get... I guess we could go this and protect later. Or I could just go hard this, but I think that's a bad idea. So I am going to stay in with this and try to get my damage off. I think it's the best I can do. No protect means we do get to block the Veil, or plot, or whatever it wants to do. This is faster than the Frostlass. Oh, you already had a Aura Wheels boost, that's why. You do see Blizzard come out. And then... See, this is the problem, is I had to click Protect with my thingy here. My Chandelure. Because he can click the Dark move on me, which is really bad. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. I can lock it into Blizzard, but I don't think I gain much out of doing that. Actually, I can prevent it from using Shadow Ball, which is epic. So let's do that. Block your Dark move. And then when Garchomp comes in, it's not threat. When Garchomp comes in, it'll protect, and then I can go for the kill on Frostlass with my Chandelure. I think I have to overheat it, is the problem. I don't think Shadow Ball. I guess it completely depends on its, whatchamacallit, its, spread. If it's how much HP it has, but I think I might have to overheat it, which kind of sucks. And then it's gonna be Garchomp against the world. So, protect this. Yeah, I think I just gotta blow this up. I mean, he can't protect because he's on chord, so there's that. Unless the Encore expired and Sableye died, but I don't think that's how it works. How did I mess this up so badly? I guess it's just because of the... I didn't lead well against Morpeko, I guess. Okay, perf. Don't have to worry about that. So as long as there's no freeze and no miss, this Frost Slash should drop. We do miss, that's not great. How much longer is the snow up for? Yeah, we're in a terrible spot, because now he can Aura Wheel my Chandelure. Snow is still up for 2 more turns. I don't know if there's a way out of this. I can just click attacks and see what happens at this point. I think that's all I can go for. But I think Blizzard's just gonna wrap this up. Okay. I'm really kicking myself for not putting Play Rough on the Tinkaton now. So I need a lead that can address that. For sure. What do I got? I got Aurorus, I got Garchomp. It's gotta be, so one of these two, for sure. Sableye can shut down, like, most of everything else on its own. So I think just slapping this with one of these is the play. Out of these, I think Aurorus looks a little better, because we do have Chople to live a fighting attack for many of them. And if it's Corviknight lead... This really blows, though, because I don't think this can one-shot that Morpeko. Maybe I lead Greninja and just outspeed it and one-shot it, then. Maybe that's my best play, then. And then into things like Corviknight. I think I still bring one of these for insurance. What does Gren hate? Hates things like Sinistcha, Morpeko, the Rock Guy, maybe this, and like... I don't know what the last slot should be. But I'm running out of time. We're gonna try this again. Bringing no Chandelure into Corviknight is risky, but I do have Fire Blast, and honestly my special attackers in general hit it really hard, so I think I might be fine, and I have Sableye. Okay. This is not a bad Greninja lead, because I'm kind of forcing Protect out of the Sinistcha slot. Who do I just want to drop? I could taunt the Sinistcha and go Garchomp as another play. Zimmerman is only really worried about this Sinistcha. I could just Scout, honestly. I think that might be a safer play. Because the Lycanroc isn't doing too much to Sableye. I guess I could have Reflected Protected. That's probably my best play, because it's probably Protect on Sinistcha here. But it also could just be, whatchamacallit, Machagacha here. I think Reflect I would have gotten a little more mileage out of, but it's okay. Because we can Encore that slot too, so either way we're So that's honestly low-key better, because now we're forcing that slot out. That shouldn't kill. Or it does. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I don't know how, but okay. I know it hurts a lot, but whatever. So my Greninja's in a really awkward spot now, where it kind of has to be... Honestly, I think if I just pump this, I could just Blizzard here pretty freely. Because I should be faster than Sinistcha, and I can live whatever from Lycanroc. And then I just need to break the Sash with you, I think is my actual play. I don't know if I'm going to be able to live afterwards, but I think this is what's best. So we Dark Pulse so we don't miss. Again, there's no real point in pumping this because we're risking missing it in its Sash anyway. Maybe we can score a flinch out of it, and then Blizzard should pack up the Lycanroc and do like a good chunk to Sinistcha. Okay. Not great, but not awful either. I guess it kind of depends on who the Lycanroc wants to go for, but we are getting rid of Sinistcha this turn. And Lycanroc's taking a lot. So, he's either going to kill Greninja or he's going to pop Chople. He's going to kill Greninja, which honestly is a little worse for me. I kind of would have preferred having this around, but it's not god-awful because he can't drop my Aurorus. So it is now a 2v1, or 2v3, but this guy's on Living on a Prayer. He hasn't revealed his Mega yet. Hopefully it's Dragalge, but I doubt it. I think if it's a Frostlass, he might just lose. Yeah, he revealed Play Rough earlier too, I just didn't respect it enough. I think I was too focused on the stuff like Corviknight or Veil lead. Okay. Well, obviously... Earthquake Protect is the obvious play. Do I make the obvious play? Or do I protect Blizzard? Low-key could be better. Because I don't want to just... Because then Garchomp stays healthy. That might be better. If there's a, like, something in the back. I think I'm gonna take a gamble and do this. Okay, interesting. So I definitely should have protected Aurorus and Earthquakes because I needed to get rid of the Morpeko. Oh, or not. Okay. This should still hit pretty hard. I don't know if it'll kill though. It does not. So this Morpeko I'm willing to bet is faster than Garchomp, unfortunately. I could protect Earthquake. That's what I'm feeling right now. The problem is if my Garchomp gets jumped, it's kind of over. And I think I have to Blizzard this. I have to force a last one. If I can protect here, that'd be ideal. I think that's what I'm going to go for. Because I think I'm going to die regardless. And then otherwise I just gotta hope for like a miss, because yeah, Play Rough into Aura Wheel will pop me. Oh, I didn't even consider that, but... Again, I'm probably slower than the Morpeko anyway. I guess in that sense, I guess I could have Draco Meteored or Dragon Clawed it, but now it's gonna come down to a 1v1 scenario. So it's completely based on whatever the last mon is. If it's Dragalge, that'd be perfect, because we could smoke that. If it's Corviknight, probably have to hope for a freeze. I mean, if it's... we can beat it if it's physically defensive. This, we probably don't beat. I don't have a rock move, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe if we get, like, a really lucky with paralysis. What moves does this reveal? I think it's only clicks Blizzard. I assume it just beats me one-on-one with Shadow Ball, but I guess it's gonna come down to this. Maybe if we get a para chance. I don't think I'm gonna be faster than this, even if it is paralyzed, but maybe if it just gets haxed. That's the only way I can imagine winning. And I guess he can hax me too with the Spadef drops. Okay, so we are doing about even damage. So it really will come down to if I get the paralysis or not, which, because it's only 10%, I'm not going to assume so, but either way, GG's. It's been a pretty crazy game. Yeah, I definitely got punished here by not looking or taking the lower tier mons as seriously, or just assuming that I had enough to beat them. Yeah, crit might seal the deal. Let's be paralyzed. Nah, that's probably it. I actually, maybe we could have won. If that Shadow Ball didn't crit, maybe I live one more. So, there was a chance, but no matter. So that'll be my first loss, which is pretty nuts. So that's pretty big, so definitely GG's there. And yeah, let's get back on the call. How do I... There we go.
Sea Shanties carried me through that.
What did you do?
GG, well played, well played.
Somebody did it,
He's
damn.
human.
Bro, that's
He's
the
human.
revenge for the bad draft ranking.
Dude, that was so... Damn.
That's
The
the
freaking Morpeko caught me so off guard, I'm gonna be honest.
I know, bro. Morpeko is crazy.
I just didn't
I was
think
so
about how
happy with it.
strong it would be.
I mean, okay, another part that was like really useful for me is that I know that people end up playing around Sableye if they have him. As soon as I figured out your item, I realized that there was a way to beat him. Because if you had Roselli Berry, I might have been a little screwed.
Oh, yeah.
And my taunt wasn't able to go off sooner than
The
Sooner than
prankster.
you would have been able to stop me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I knew you had Play Rough too, and I just didn't even consider it on the last game when I really should have.
It was, what is it? It was necessary for me to have some sort of fairy coverage for you.
No, definitely. I'm just kicking rocks now. Also, I didn't put Play Rough on Tinkaton, which I definitely, like, really should have in retrospect.
Might have been
Because then that
useful, yeah.
Morpeko would have been so much less of an issue.
Well, because you had knockoff was the only attacking move you really got to show on Tinkaton, right?
It
And
was
Gigaton Hammer, sorry.
Protect, Swords Dance, Gigaton, Knockoff, yeah.
Yeah. Play Rough might have been useful there, but I mean, it was just for Morpeko. Like, I don't blame you for not putting that on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Play Rough would have been, like, a better hit into, like, Dragalge, too, so maybe I could have done it, but, like...
Yeah.
In my head, Gigaton was the main move, and then Knockoff was just for, like, a Sinistra or something. So I didn't even, like, fully consider doing that, and I really should have. So, damn. The streak is over, I'm kicking rocks.
I'm sad that your streak had to end. I'm glad that I was the one that got to end it.
Yeah, no, that was a great game,
Bro.
too.
That was tough. I'll be honest, I think I usually overthink my way through games, and so I end up putting myself in bad positions. I was brain off this game, like, for just put on instinct, put on loud music, try not to pay too much attention, because then it could get in my head.
Yeah, the sea shanties, bro.
Brother.
Music
I'm
makes a
listening to them every
difference.
week.
Music makes a difference.
It does, it does.
Were you listening to sea shanties tips this
Bro.
whole time?
I was
No,
listening to sea shanty EDM.
that's crazy.
Match number two. Match number two.
Match number 2. I'm excited for that.
We got an audience
But
now.
tips,
Everybody saw the
GGs.
tips.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a hard- that was a
GG's
hard
for
team to
sure.
prep for.
GG's,
It
absolutely.
was a hard team to prep for.
As was yours, apparently.
and I was like, oh, there's a game